Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back in to the show. I'm glad you guys been hitting me up, letting me expressing your opinions about what we got going on up here. I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for telling a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the love and all the interaction that everybody's receiving. Everybody's enjoying the content. I appreciate it. I love you guys. And today we got a special show for you guys, especially for you black women. I can say it like that. I say you black women. The black the black culture. I got a special show because today we're going to be talking about hair, right? And I'm talking about, yes, the hair on top of your head, the hair. So we have a special guest that's going to be talking about that. I'd like everybody to welcome to the show Miss Ryan Watson. Hey, Ryan.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good today.
That's awesome. Awesome sauce. So, Ryan, look, I know before we even get started on the show, I know we're going to be talking about hair today. Before we get started, I want to let the people know, want you to let the people know exactly where you're from.
Okay.
All right? Where are you from?
All right. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hey, are you a Ohio Buckeye?
I am not. I did not go to Ohio State University.
Oh, okay.
I went to Purdue University.
Okay, well, it's not HBCUs, but you know.
I know.
Shout out. It's all good. Shout out to the PWI individuals that went to them schools, you know. Much love for that. I like it. Okay, Purdue.
I wished if I can go back in time.
You would go?
I would do an HBCU.
It had to be Southern University, though.
Probably would have been Howard.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, you know. All right.
We're not gonna get into
you
that.
Can pass. You can pass
Okay.
on that. It's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
All right. So, how long have you been in Houston?
So I have done 2 stints in Houston. Mm-hmm. So after undergrad, I moved to Houston 2007 and stayed here until 2010, and then I left to go to grad school.
Okay.
And then I moved back in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic.
What made you come to Houston anyway? Because that's
the first time.
Yeah, because that's like kind of odd. That's like an odd place from Ohio. Because most people, you know, that in the Midwest, they kind of stay in Midwest, Chicago.
That's a great point.
Indianapolis, whatever, Indiana.
So I think I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to get out of the Midwest.
Okay.
And then I got a job offer. So that brought me here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the South is always, you know, the best to me.
I heard great things. Like I went to college with a guy who actually was from Houston, and he used to talk about it a lot. And I'm like, okay, like, let me check this place out.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So today I see that you got your natural hair going, got it flowing. Now, is that natural or is that, no disrespect now, all right? No disrespect, so don't jump on me, all right? Because I know black women with their hair, So is that natural or is that weave?
Okay, so this is not weave.
Okay.
And yes, it's natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I see it. I like the style. And today, of course, today's show is going to be talking about natural hair.
Yeah.
You know, in 2022, I know that a law passed, the Crown Act, right? And a lot of people don't think this is a big deal, but this is a big deal. If you had to pass a law just for how hair is perceived, I mean, it's a problem in America, right?
Absolutely.
It's a big problem.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. Forrest, I know you work in corporate America and everything. With you wearing your hair as such, is it an issue within the corporate circle?
I would say it can be. I've seen an evolution of the freedom, I guess, that women feel that they have to wear their hair in different styles at work. So personally, I used to get relaxers. Mm-hmm. So I haven't always been natural. I started getting relaxers in the 9th grade.
Okay. Now, what is a relaxer? Because this is for the men and women that never had a relaxer. What is that?
So a relaxer is this cream. It's a chemical that you put on your hair. You go to a stylist.
It's more like perm?
It's a perm.
Okay.
It's permanent. I guess it's a short for permanent.
Permanent,
but
okay.
There are 2 different styles. So typically, Caucasian women, they get perms and it makes their hair curly.
I didn't know that.
Black women get relaxers, it straightens their hair. So I call it a relaxer because it relaxes the curls.
Correct. I got you.
So I did that for about 7 years. And then I decided that it's just so much that goes into getting a relaxer. I can't believe like that I used to get one.
What you mean? Like I thought,
Like-
so now, me, as a child growing up, I see my sisters and, you know, my mom and all those individuals, they was putting perms in their hair.
Yes.
Right? What the old people call them perms. At first, it was straightening combs.
Yes, I did that.
Right? With the iron
Yep.
and,
in
you
the
know,
kitchen.
burn the
put it
back
on-
of your ear
yep.
and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, all
But
of that.
Then it was perm. So I always saw them lay the perm on it, and it, you know, they keep it in their hair for maybe 4 minutes, and then they wash it out.
No,
right?
it's not even. It's longer.
Oh, is it?
Like it's been so long since I've got one, I really don't even remember. But like getting a perm or a relaxer, it was a whole process. So like you knew that you needed to get one because you had like what they call new growth. So it's like your hair growing out from the straight part. So it's like curlier, more coiled at the root, and then the rest was like straight. So before you went in, you couldn't like scratch your head. You couldn't like
because
aggravate your scalp, because then when you put the perm on, it's a chemical, it's burning your skin, it's burning your scalp. So you're sitting there like burning, and then you're letting it stay on longer so it can get straighter.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I never really thought about that, like the complexity of that, like women's hair. And why do you think most women did that?
I would say,
Because I have a you know, a hypothesis on why I think they did it.
well, I think it's twofold. So me wanting it at 15, I remember watching, there was a show called In the House,
Okay.
and I don't remember the girl's name. Her name was like Tiffany, maybe.
No.
Okay,
that's long
so
ago. Years
this
ago.
is a very old show,
That's in the 70s
right?
right there.
LL Cool J was on it, and I just remember, I think her name was Tiffany.
Okay.
She had this straight hair. She was brown, and I was like, oh my gosh, her hair is so silky.
Okay.
I want hair like that.
My
My hair doesn't look like that right now.
So let me ask you this: do you think that most people equate straightened hair with beauty?
In the past, yeah.
Even now?
No, I don't believe that.
Well, because you know, because I'm not saying that it is, because you could have, you know, a person of a different race, different culture, they have long silky hair, quote unquote, like you said, long silky hair versus crinkly coarse hair, and some people might equate that with beauty.
Yes, I think it is a part of beauty.
Okay.
I think it can be. Not that straight hair is the only form of beauty. Like, I do believe that people can have straight, long hair and be beautiful. But I think the same could be said when someone who has, like, curly hair, wavy hair,
Right.
locked hair, braided hair, that's also long or short.
Let me ask you this, because since we're talking about that, and you said a certain term that some of us now are rocking. We're rocking the locks. You know, most in the Caribbean cultures, they always had locks. You know, I don't know if you're familiar, but in the Jamaican culture, I forget the brother's name, but he it's kind of like with the story of Samson in the Bible, right? With the dreadlocks, his strength was in his hair. So that's what a lot of Jamaicans believe.
Okay.
That's why they have dreadlocks. But now in America's culture, you know, everybody's rocking the dreadlocks, and especially in corporate America. But corporate America is not accepting it as equal to their peers or to another, say, a sister with straight hair.
Yeah.
Why do you think dreadlocks are so fearful?
I think because of lack of knowledge.
On what part, though? On whose part?
On the people writing policy, on the people hiring.
Okay.
I think the lack of representation of people with locks to even, like, if you don't know anyone with locks, you're left to, if you're uneducated, allow other people who are uninformed to inform you.
Right.
And so you have a whole opinion about a hairstyle.
Wow, it's important.
A hairstyle about a person.
But
and what they can do at the workplace. Like, this is,
right.
That's ridiculous.
So what's funny, if you think about it, like you just said, they take out their skills, their gifts, and their abilities by looking at their hair, which doesn't make sense to me because, you know, I'm of the race, I'm of the color. I understand the struggle. Shout out to my people. Shout out to my people.
A lot.
Right? But some people that's not of our culture, they don't understand that. Or they don't want to understand it. Or like you said, they write these policies that don't put us in those, I guess, in those conversations.
Well, yeah. If you are HR or not even HR, I don't know who writes policies for companies. Let's say you're on a team that's like, we're starting this company. We're going to have a handbook for our employees about conduct, appearance, how we behave.
Right.
And you're the primary people you're hiring are like not black. You're not writing policies that are inclusive of their differences.
Correct. That is true.
So I'm not even thinking about a locked person or a person with fro. I'm just saying hair must be groomed. Hair must be above shoulder.
Right.
Hair must be trimmed. Hair can't have colors that are not primary or whatever the color spectrums are for hair. They're not even considering outside of that because their line of vision is Caucasian or Asian or whatever.
It's straight.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that and earlier before we started, you educated me on the types of hair. I didn't realize that hair had certain types. It goes from 1A to 4C. So for the people that's listening, I just found this out maybe like 20 minutes ago, right? It's different types of hair. So the straightest, thinnest hair is 1A, and the thickest, curliest, kinkiest is 4C. I didn't realize that there was different types of hair like that. I knew it by looking at individuals and textures, but I didn't know it was judged off of each texture.
Judged is a very harsh word.
Well, hey, you got to look at that because now, well, look, if you say if a police on a radio and we say a guy with dreadlocks versus a guy with straight hair, dreadlocks more than likely he's what?
Black.
He's black.
Yeah.
Versus say a guy with straight hair, black hair. He was like, okay, is he white, black, Asian?
Yeah.
You don't know. Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a judgment to a degree.
Yeah, I think hair textures, I don't know who created them. And I feel like I've just started to learn more about them, but I think the point of kind of defining where your hair falls on this hair spectrum of textures is so that you can find products that work for your hair.
Correct.
So, you know, some great companies are able to say, hey, this works really great on 3C hair. Or if you follow people on YouTube and they tell you the type of hair that they have, and then you're like, okay, is my hair like that? I'll follow them because what works on their hair could probably work on mine.
Got you. So let me fast forward. You moved to Houston, 7 years. You've been here. You had your natural look. You said, I'm gonna be the Black Ryan. I'm going to be all the way 100% not Anglo. I'm sorry, Negro Ryan, right?
Yeah,
Afro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Negro. Afro Ryan. So you wear your hair to work, like such, right?
I do.
It's beautiful to me.
Thank you.
It's beautiful to me. But you have your colleague that's not of our culture.
Yes.
And they come up to you. What is the reaction? What is the reaction and what is the response when not just one, but multiple, of the colleagues come up to actually touch the hair as if you're a animal?
So there's a wide range of what can happen at work, right?
All right.
So so one thing that can happen is, I go get my hair done over the weekend.
Okay.
I come back on Monday. This is back before the pandemic when you're actually kind of like in the office.
Okay.
Because I'm working from home. But I still get some comments. So you go back into work, your hair looks very different from how it looked the week before. And you walk around half the morning and people are like, do we have a new girl? Because they don't even recognize me.
Wow.
Because my hair is different. They're like, how is this possible?
So how was your hair before?
Let's say my hair was
straight?
and then I wore it like a wash and go.
Got you, like a curly.
Yeah. So like the length is different. It's bigger. Like I'm still Ryan. My voice sounds the same. I'm still the same height. Like all of that nothing has changed.
Wow.
But people may not recognize me. So that's one thing that happens. another thing that happens is it can become a petting zoo. I like to think of my hair as an extension of my body.
Okay.
So I think
it is, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in a code of conduct, right? Isn't your hair like a extension of your body?
Okay. New word.
What? We talking corporate America here, right? Code of conduct, right?
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No.
I thought you said like some Latin word.
No. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes. So if you go into work, and for me, because my hair is a part of my body, I don't think it's appropriate to touch someone's body at work, right?
Without their permission.
Without their permission. I mean, you shouldn't probably be doing that anyway. It's like handshakes, maybe hugs.
Right.
Outside of that, and then you're kind of welcoming that interaction. But if someone is touching my body, period.
Correct.
That's inappropriate. So
harassment.
Yeah.
That's harassment.
So I've had situations where I went from straight hair to curly hair, and I actually had a woman at work grab my hair.
White.
She was white.
Okay.
And I didn't see her coming.
She grabbed. She like a handful.
Yeah, like, ooh.
Wow.
And like, oh, your hair. And like in a complimentary way.
Okay.
But yet and still.
You punched her?
No, I was just like, I like dunked. I was like, wait,
what are you
do
doing?
I do?
Right.
But you have to kind of like remain professional, right? You can't cause a scene. You have
Correct.
you're now put in a position to educate or not. But you're having to make these decisions, like, and no one else is going through this.
That's hard, though. You know, that's difficult. By you just saying that and me not even noticing, you know, I know a lot of women, they have issues with their hair, you know, the ones who can't grow hair to the ones who do have hair versus the one who wears, you know, the official artificial hair. I didn't realize that people go through these type of these experiences and this, I'm going to say trauma, because that's like somebody's touching you without your authority.
Yeah.
And it's free to do it, and they continue to do it.
And then the burden is placed on you to then de-escalate the situation,
Correct.
Educate this other person about what's going on, and then like still be like cool, like, wow, I just was violated at work and now I have to go back to sending some emails to people.
Wow.
Like that's happening all the time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, man. Shout out to all the women that go through that and, you know, still be the bigger person in that, because it was me. If I had dreadlocks, no. So if it was me, I could say that now in a, you know, cool environment. But if it was me and somebody said, "Oh, Adam, you got dreadlocks," and you grab my hair, even though first of all I thought if that
where your hands been?
Not even that, because it's hair. It's just more of a violation, because I think that if people think that they could touch you in the way they want, they could do anything else to you. They could say the N-word around you, right? They could talk, you know.
It's like how far will they push it?
You know what I'm saying? So you got to nip that in the bud right then and there. It's
That's
like,
a good point.
you know, I'm not saying be physical, but at the same time, look, you got to say what's on your mind. You dig what I'm saying? But, you know, that's different for men and women, because women, you know, you guys are cordial. You know, men, know we are a little different. Some men, well, you know. But anyway. So in that quote unquote petting zoo, so did that cause you any psychological like discourse, or like some type of, I don't want to go back to work, or I don't feel like I'm appreciated, or if I'm only looked at as a person the way they look or the way their hair is presented, why should I be in this environment?
Yeah, it's twofold. I think I've always faced obstacles because I've been the one black person in a lot of white environments. So I've always been kind of different.
Token.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I've always had to navigate those spaces and do it to survive, do it to excel. Like, I couldn't let that stop me. So by the time I'm now in corporate, like, I've dealt with this, like, being the only black cheerleader and having to explain why I don't wash my hair every day when they want to put different stuff in their hair. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can do that. You know, like
bows in here. What?
They used to have like little bows and like cheerleading stuff. Anyways, I've dealt with that back when I was younger. So I guess fast forward, 20 something years later, it's in corporate America. So when I'm in those situations, I kind of know how to move. I mean, I take it upon myself to educate because I feel like this person may not have another person of color that can
Right.
educate them.
That's true.
And it's almost like I figure out who's kind of like an ally,
got
who
you.
I can like tell about this, and then say, hey, this is how it makes me feel though when you do this.
Right.
And then a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, I never knew. I'm so sorry. Like, then it could become white tears, and that's a whole nother issue. But like,
I didn't mean to.
yeah, it's like now I'm consoling you because like you violated me.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you know, everybody that went through that, they understand what we're talking about. But so look, let's fast forward. So in experiencing those moments led you to a point to where you said you have to start expressing your type of art or your experience, but express it on canvas, express it on paper. So what is it that you're doing now to express that side of your hair?
So yes, you're right. All of those experiences, I think it was probably the petting zoo kind of thing that made me really think like, this is not just happening to me. I knew it was happening to others, but I thought, wouldn't it be a really cool way to kind of tell the story, tell your hair story about experiences that you've had?
Hair story.
Hair story.
Hair story.
It is, because it's your
That's
history.
dope. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm stealing it.
No,
I'm taking it.
it's probably already trademarked.
Probably
but
is. Is it? Somebody check that out. Hair story.
Tell your hair story. But that's the name of the collection of pieces that I have. Tell your hair story.
Oh, that's you. Oh, I got you. That's dope. That's dope. I like that.
But I've been affirmed a lot with my hair too. So I don't want to make it seem like it's all negative. I've gotten a lot of positive comments from people at work, people that are not Black. So I wanted to collect all of those experiences and put them on display.
Okay.
So I have photography that reenacts situations that I've had throughout my hair story.
That's dope.
Okay. That tell a story.
So, like, can you go into detail, like, because I know it's multiple experiences. I know it's multiple things that you've been through, in multiple places. Is it like anything you can go into deep, like just one example? Give one example.
One example of a piece that I call.
Don't make me cry, okay?
It's not gonna.
I get emotional up here, okay?
It's
Shout out to the men that get emotional up here. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone should express their emotions. That's part of the problem. But one of the pieces that I have, I'll talk about, is around the dilemma that I face when deciding how to wear my hair.
Okay.
So it's basically a face-off. So I have a photo of myself with straight hair, looking at myself with natural fro hair. And you know how like boxers go toe to toe right before a match and they're like sizing each other up. That's what I'm illustrating in the picture, is like a size up of which one is going to win. And so
life, is this a life thing, or this is
just like in a hairstyle battle?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Like a versus.
A versus. A hair versus.
A hair versus, right. You're right. I got you. Okay.
And so it wasn't until I stopped getting relaxers, and then I still straightened my hair with like a flat iron. So to me, it looked the same as like a relaxer.
Okay.
And it wasn't until about maybe 2015, I was with a coworker who was going natural, and she's like, Ryan, if you wear your hair straight one more day, like you're out of the club. Like you can't be natural and still straightening your hair every day. Like you're damaging your curls. So I was like, you're right. Let me just lay off the flat iron. And that's actually when I started to do like wash and goes and twist outs.
Right.
And so that is the dilemma that I face every day. It was like, I really want to straighten it, because when you straighten it, sometimes it's less maintenance.
Right. I was going to go to that maintenance.
Yeah. And so it's like I had a lot to do. So the picture illustrates like these different internal battles that I have in my mind about how I'm going to represent myself, as well as how am I feeling? How do I want to kind of rock my hair? Because different hair goes with different maybe outfits and styles that you're trying to put off. So,
well, as you talking, I'm thinking about hair therapy. This is like a hair therapy experience.
Yeah.
How I feel is how I express my style of hair.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking. So that's something that you're bringing to your exhibit.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
exhibit is, as I mentioned, is a bunch of different kind of scenes and scenarios that have happened to me that I've illustrated through photography mainly. And then a part of the art show is going to be a panel discussion, which I'm really excited about because it gives the opportunity and forum for people to talk about their journeys. So I have 3 guests that are going to be on the panel, including myself.
Any men?
Yeah, we have a man.
Okay.
His name is William Ford. He's also an artist. And so he's has a beard, he's bald, and so he's going to provide, I mean, everyone's kind of navigating hair thinning, going
Absolutely.
bald.
Yes.
The bearded culture is like a thing. So he's going to provide that male perspective on the panel.
But you know what? That's funny. I think me and you had this conversation previous, but a lot of men don't realize, well, a lot of women don't realize men have a lot of insecurities about their hair also. If they have a pushback lining, or if they have a receded hair lining, or if they had thinning at the top of their hair, or they're going bald, or if they always wear hats because they don't have hair, that's an insecurity to a degree. Or if they have a big beard, they're probably hiding something in their mouth, stuff like that. So that's a good topic. I like that.
Thank you.
So when can we when is this exhibit, and give us the dates and give us the locations, because I'm definitely coming to that. And I have a lot of questions. I definitely have a lot of questions.
We'll take questions from the audience then.
It's right. Q&A.
Yeah, Q&A.
Q&A. Yeah, it'd be dope, right?
We probably should do that.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Interaction.
So the event is on June 4th.
Okay.
From 6 to 9.
Okay.
We are going to be at a place called Elevate Creative Studio. The address is 1919 North Main Street, Houston, Texas, 77009. There are a couple places that have that same address. So make sure you put in Elevate Creative Studio. It will take you maybe to some place in Pearland, the Woodlands, or whatever. But this is like near downtown.
Elevate Creative Studios.
They have a really phenomenal space. So it's like an art gallery, and then there's a separate room where the panel discussion will happen.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm definitely coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to discuss, because it's like one of those underlying issues that we deal with that we don't discuss. Like we see what's going on, but we really don't say nothing. It's like if you see the person, that's overweight, they're overweight, but nobody really saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
it's different than that.
I know, but I'm not saying like to that.
But you're just saying people don't talk about it.
Correct.
It's kind of a hidden thing. I think people do talk about it, but it's not always out in the open.
Because how do I, as a boss, as a director, come up to you, one of my best individuals, good in production, one of my good leaders, and I was like, and we have a big meeting, right? I know you, so I'm cool with that, but my upper ups are, they're not really as experienced as or seasoned as I am. So when they see you, I don't want them to be like, so I come to you and tell you, well, could you like
do something different with your hair?
Yeah. That's like hard to tell an individual.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's very hard. And I don't think anyone should ever say that to an individual. Like I've seen so many, like since the pandemic, I've seen so many stories about, there was like a wrestler who had to cut his hair because dreadlocks were illegal in wrestling. So like right before a match,
really,
a black man is having to cut off his locks that he's been growing for years.
Right.
There's people who are, I saw a story about a women's basketball team. The girl had beads in her hair.
Right.
And all the basketball teammates are like pulling the beads out right before the tournament. This is crazy to me.
Yeah.
So I don't think people should come up to me and say, you need to pull your hair back in a ponytail. And if I'm working in an environment where I feel like I have to do that, it's probably not the workplace for me. Right. And I'll probably know that before that big meeting.
Right. Right. That'd be good. You know what? I think Tyler Perry, he needs a we got to speak this thing, okay?
Okay, what you about to say?
I think Tyler Perry need to come up with a show that talks directly about hair. Not just women's hair, but women and men hair, and decisions that's made off the appearance of a person's hair.
Oh yeah, people may not even get hired. Like I have a friend that's like, during the pandemic, he figured out a way to hide his locks from the Zoom call.
So it's all pushed back.
So it looks like he has a fade, and I'm like, you have to do that.
That's crazy.
He has to do that.
A lot of people, yeah. That's in 2022.
But if he was in person, they would have been like, nah,
Nah,
bro.
you out of here.
But he got the job. He was able to get all these job offers because they thought he had a fade.
He just had don't turn to the side, dog.
He was like, I got a way to like look in the camera. I was like, wow.
That's how it is. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but that's how it is. Like for instance, like I know in the federal government, it's 44% of people of color that work in that capacity. But a lot of those individuals, you know, they have a policy to where it's open and free, especially everybody's vets or whatever. But, you know, in the federal government, you could have their hair any kind of way.
Yeah.
They could have a mohawk or dreadlocks all over the place. Craziness. But
That's why the Crown Act was brought into place.
Yeah, because what's the young lady, judge? Kingi?
Wait, what?
No. I don't want to say that. I gotta do my research on that.
Okay. I was like, who?
Yeah. No.
So, but yeah, the Crown Act is a perfect example of legislation that's being passed to make it okay, legal for people of African descent to wear their hair in its natural state and not be fired or not be discriminated against and applying for homes or whatever it might be. Like we have to have laws to protect that.
Yeah,
to protect us.
That's something that we need to talk about, and I'm glad you came up here to discuss that. Everybody, I want you guys to go to Elevate Creative Studios, 1919 North Main Street.
Yes.
In Houston, Texas.
It's in Houston, Texas.
Houston, right? In H-Town, not Pearland. No.
Not the Woodlands.
Not the Woodlands. It's in Houston.
Yes.
All right. Guys, I'm glad you tuned in. Look. So Ryan, look, if you want people to hit you up.
Yes.
All right. And I know you have social media,
I
right?
do.
Because I know Ryan she does a multitude of things, not just hair. She does she's all over the place.
Yes, I am.
So in a good way.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like
in a good way.
a minister.
There we go. See, I didn't want to steal your glory, so I wanted you to say that.
No, a minister of all things.
Okay, good.
But I love
that.
the Lord.
I like that. That's good. She's gonna pray for you. She's gonna speak in tongues and everything else. All right, y'all. But anyway, guys, if you want to hit Ryan up, Ryan, what's your social media?
It's Miss MS Ryan Watson.
Miss MS?
MS.
It's married though, is it?
MS is like unmarried.
Is it? I thought MIS.
I don't know. It's MS.
Oh, okay, Miss. What is it?
I'm not married. Okay.
Oh, okay.
MRS is married.
Oh. All right. I'm slow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Miss Ryan Watson on IG. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm also on Facebook, but I don't really get on it that much.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same thing, Ryan Watson.
Ryan Watson. Dope. That's dope. And also the location of the event on June 4th?
It's on June 4th, 1919 North Main Street, Houston, Texas.
There
Elevate Create Studios.
There it is, guys. I want you guys to show up. We're going to be there. We're going to ask our questions, and you guys got to have a Q&A because